Thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity to speak on Wildlife Protection Amendment Bill. I thank my party for giving me an opportunity, sir. So the Act also schedules of plants and animals that are afforded various degrees of protection and monitoring by the government. Through this bill, this Act will be amended after 16 years. It's a welcoming process, sir. The most important reason given by the Environmental Ministry for introducing the bill, the urgent need to provide legislative backing to the commitments made by India over past many years to the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, a multilateral treaty to protect endangered plants and animals that came into force in 1975. Now I would like to discuss on the provision of the bill. So the bill seeks to implement provisions of Convention on International Trade and Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. It provides the central government to designate a management authority which grants export or import permits for trade or specimens. It prohibits any person from modifying to or removing the identification mark of the specimen. Currently, the Act has 6 schedules for specially protected plants, specially protected animals and vermin species. The bill reduced to number of 4 schedules, sir. The bill empowers the central government to regulate or prohibit the import, trade, possession or proliferation of invasive alien species. The invasive alien species refers to plant or animal species which are not native to India and whose introduction may adversely impact wildlife or its habits. The central government may authorize an officer to seize and dispose the invasive species. Sir, through you I would make a note to the minister that our state of West Bengal has a densely forest of a neighboring country Bangladesh border, and we have witnessed a rising case of smuggling of kangaroo few days ago in Jalpaiguri forest. The forest department have seized it. Sir, the kangaroos are exotic species to India and they do not natively belong here. They struggle to adapt the new ecosystem and are mostly unsuccessful. They also carry the risk of disease that the native species might not have resistance. It's a very serious concern and alarming concern, and the border should be freed with the central government should take a note of it, sir. The Act entrusts the Chief Wildlife Warden to control, manage and maintain all the sanctuaries in the state. The Chief Wildlife Warden is appointed by the state government. The bill specifies that the action of the Chief Warden must be in accordance with the management plans for the sanctuary. For sanctuaries falling under species areas, the management plan must be prepared after consultation with the Gram Sabha concerned. Sir, West Bengal has 6 national parks and 16 wildlife sanctuaries. The latest notified wildlife sanctuaries of West Bengal is the Pakhi Bitan Wildlife Sanctuary is located in Jalpaiguri district of 14.09 square kilometers. Sir, we in West Bengal, our government has also been successfully done the sustained effort to build awareness led to drop ritualistic hunting by 95%, sir. The bill provides for any person to voluntarily surrender any captive animals or animal product to the Chief Wildlife Warden. No compensation will be paid to the person for surrendering such items. The surrendered items become the property of the state government. Sir, I would like to bring some observation and suggestion through you, sir, which to our Honorable Minister, and I hope he will answer my queries on this bill. The Parliamentary Committee recommended the deletion of the exemption clause for elephants and argued that a careful balance between tradition and conservation was needed. The bill empowers the government to have arbitrary power to declare species as vermin. The bill moves a reduction in the role of state wildlife boards, the body which are crucial in determining the fate to large projects involving forest or protects the area in the state. Finally, the bill loses the provision of transporting elephants, which is likely to encourage illegal trade in wild elephants. Sir, the bill fails to address the human-animal conflicts. There is a need to constitute Human-Animal Conflict Advisory Committee headed by the Chief Wildlife Warden to suggest the mitigation strategies such as changing crop pattern and drawing up site-specific plans. Sir, the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 specially prohibits trade in wildlife animals, including captive and wild elephants. Under Section 40 and 43 of the law, transfer, acquiring and receiving of the live captive elephant is permissible only with the prior approval of the Chief Wildlife Warden. However, such transfer, acquisition and receiving of the elephant should not involve any commercial transaction. And sir, a new subsection of 4 to subsection 43 that takes away the protection from trade in them. The House panel report has recommended the deletion of the clause and provide an explanation to the provision for transport of captive elements. It is underlined that bill also has the provision of excessive delegation and unrestricted power of the central government. I repeat, excessive delegation and unrestricted power of the सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. अगर सब कुछ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के हाथ में रहेगा तो फिर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का क्या मतलब है? सो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट द मिनिस्टर टू टेक अ नोट ऑफ इट, my suggestion, and which I have given, plus the environmental experts and the parliamentary standing committee have given. With this words I conclude. Thank you, sir.